What's up, dudes? Chooch back with another one. Today I'm out here riding the Inmotion v13 Challenger, taking this thing on some actual dirt bike trails. So this is a trail open to dirt bikes, bicycles, hiking, horses, whatever it is, but it also is open to dirt bikes as well. I saw a few Churons up here throughout the day, but this is an absolutely incredible place to go ride. Man, and the terrain is just awesome. You got a little bit of hard pack in there, a little bit of clay, a little bit of kind of sandy type of shale type surface, some roots, some big drops, a little bit of jumps and side hits, a lot of like whoop-de-doos and stuff. And the trail is, man, for it to be a dirt bike trail, it's in great condition, and it rides very, very good for the electric unicycles. I am on the Inmotion v13 Challenger. This is the latest wheel from Inmotion. This electric unicycle right here is about $4,000, so it's a pricier EUC. It is heavy, but it is a fast wheel. But one thing I wanted to be able to showcase in this video in particular is just the fact that you can trail ride it. It really does trail ride well. If you have the right power pad setup, something where you see how I have on the side here, I have some aftermarket power pads. You can go with the Gizmos pads that I have linked below, or either like the Clark pads I have on this wheel here. Either way, just something where you can get a little bit more leverage from your shins to get this thing going to accelerate. Makes all the difference in the world. If you're riding on the streets at high speeds and stuff, you really can just use the stock side pad setup and you'll be good to go. If you want to trail ride this thing, you're going to want something to where you can get that low end torque when you need it. So like on a hill climb, like I'm doing right here, you can see I slowed down before that hill. Like if I would have carried momentum into it, I'd have been fine, but I slowed down before it. And that's where you want to have good power pads to be able to accelerate, where you're not having to lean way too far forward, where you can use the leverage of those they're 3D printed, and you can get them from different companies and whatnot. Different people make them, and they're great. But they're really needed for trail riding is what I'm saying, because you just need that low end torque, and the only way to get that low end torque out of such a heavy wheel, the wheel doesn't lack torque, it's just heavy, so you just need it to be going. It's just like a heavy motorcycle trail riding. Like if you're riding into like a big hill climb on like a big, say 1200cc adventure bike, you got to carry a momentum into it. You can't just stop on that hill. And it's the same way with this electric unicycle. It has the torque. It definitely has the engine power, the torque, the motor power to get up that hill. But if you carry your momentum, it just glides up it. So you don't want to stop. You'll see, a little bit later into the video, stay tuned to the end of it, and you'll be able to see exactly the situation where I'm talking about, where you really need to carry your momentum. So if you stop on like an uphill, see right here, if you carry your momentum, man, like it's fine. You can really use that torque, see that low end torque, and benefit from it. But it's all about that momentum with such a big 22-inch diameter wheel, trail riding. So you just got to keep moving, and that's the best way to do it. But like the suspension works so well and just handles all these bumps and like all this stuff like that. I mean, for instance, like hitting that on the Inmotion V12 or any wheel without suspension right there would have kind of kicked you off and maybe even made you fall. But the suspension on this wheel just handles those little bumps like nothing. And especially on this trail, like the whoop-de-doos, you know, there's big whoop-de-doos on this trail because it is a motorcycle trail. They get, you know, kind of in place because people's, you know, throttling on the motorcycle. And that's why you see a lot of bumps like this, and it handles them great. You see that it's just like nothing, man. It literally just glides over it with this great suspension here. And you see, look at this uphill right here. Yeah, and all you got to do is just keep your speed up, and it gets up these uphills like nothing, like no problem at all. And then it just handles those bumps like perfectly. And even since this is some terrain right here, this kind of like almost like sand. It's like shale, basically, like a thick sand. And in some places it's rather dense. And this 22-inch tire, this 3 inches wide, handles it well. With not much washout. There was only one time where I really got sideways and kind of, you know, was spinning my one tire sideways. It was like a power drift in the corner. You'll see that coming up on that kind of shale that's there. And it was able to maintain and hold up because the inertia, if you have this wheel moving, this 22-inch wheel right here moving, with this big, you know, heavy hub motor on this thing, if you have it moving at over, you know, 7 to 8 miles an hour, you're going to be able to stay upright through some crazy stuff just because you have that inertia working with you. So my biggest tip for the V13 for trail riding is just to maintain speed when you can. Just keep going, maintain. And I know, like, if you're riding a new trail, you got to do it one time, you know, kind of to spot where everything is. And like, for instance, like right here, you got, you know, unexpected obstacles. Like that guy was cool right there. Everybody was awesome, man. And I ran into all day was just the coolest people in the world. Towards the electric unicycle. And some days you don't get that, but man, that was a great day of riding, and everybody was just like, that guy right there was like, hey, that's awesome, or something like that. But yeah, this is a dirt bike trail, but there's predominantly a lot of mountain bikers on it. You know, you're gonna have more mountain bikers in the city than you'd have dirt bikes. But you can, if you have your OHV sticker on your dirt bike, come right up here, and it's open to sure runs and everything. It's called Captain Jack's Trail in Colorado Springs, and it's right up Gold Camp Road. And man, I ran into it on accident. I had no idea this was even here. I wasn't planning on trying to find it. I wasn't, you know, mapping it out or anything. And I just was riding down Gold Camp Road and saw it, and I was like, man, let me try it out. And I wasn't able to do the full loop. So like in my head, whenever I thought I was done with the day, I was like, yeah, I thought I did the full loop of this trail, but I really didn't, because once I got up here far enough, it started getting iced up. So see how there's starting to be snow and ice up here, even though it's, you know, springtime out there. Like, look at this rut right here was awful. I mean, this was the hardest thing to ride in. Bro, it was terrible. This is the one obstacle I've come across where I just could not do it, bro. It was like an ice rut. Look at that. So you see how there's like, it's not just snow, it's like ice. It's like a little ice rut. So like, I've gone up in altitude as I've been riding, and now I'm up high enough to where there's still, you know, snowpack on the ground here in springtime in Colorado. And
you can't turn either way.
Dude, this was the hardest thing to ride in, because even though I'm on an electric unicycle and it's just one wheel, you'd think you could single track this no problem. And like, yeah, if I was on like a V12 or something that I was really confident on and had done thousands of miles on, I could beeline it probably straight through this little single track. But because I'm on this big heavy V13 right here, I was just like, dude, this is the hardest thing in the world. Because as soon as I'd start going, I'd turn into that like ice and just slide sideways and just lose control. So, weird obstacle. I've run into every obstacle you can imagine on the EUCs, and now this is a new one to me, is an ice rut. And that ice rut is no joke, bro. Like, this is fine. You can ride. And the weight of this wheel actually works great, guys, for getting traction and some crazy stuff. So if you're a lighter weight rider, like, I know it doesn't showcase here very well, but I'm just saying, like, if you're going through some mud or trying to, like, for instance, like if you're riding a dirt bike track or something like that, you get so much extra traction if you're a lighter weight rider because this is a heavy wheel. And you'll notice it. Like, you'll notice exactly what I'm talking about when you go to accelerate to hit your jumps, you know, come out of your corners, everything. You'll just notice that extra weight there. And if you learn how to adapt to it and kind of use it, you'll be able to benefit from it. Like, I know this is a horrible situation to say you'll benefit from the weight of the EUC, me trying to ride through this ice rut. It's a disaster. But like on a dirt bike track situation and whatnot, you'll be good to go. And you see here, like, it is a heavier EUC, guys, like, for sure. But I do like it. I'm not kidding you guys. I really do like it. I'm not bullshitting you on this. I think if you spend $4,000 on this wheel, you're not going to be disappointed. Like, it rides great. The build quality is incredible. It is heavy, but man, you're getting such a nice piece of kit, man. The rim on it is just top level quality. Nice tire. The body on it, the headlight, the roll cage, everything is just great, man. The suspension, I love it. I really do like it a lot. It is a top-notch wheel. After having it, like, before riding this thing, before having this thing like as a demo wheel to ride around and, you know, experience and whatnot, I was very skeptical of the V13. I'll be honest with you. I was just like, man, holy shit, how are they going to have a 115-pound electric unicycle that's even rideable? Like, I was just thinking in my head, like, I was just like, bro, that is going to be horrible to try to ride that thing. 115 pounds? And it's not, bro. Like, it really does ride great. It's manageable. Even on, like, single track. You've seen these single track trails I've been riding. They're, like, sandy, on a ledge right here. Kind of sketchy in some situations. But I really like it, man. And the range is great on this. I'm probably, say, 15 miles away from where I was staying at. I rode from the hotel to the trails. Rode all afternoon on the trails. Let's say 3 hours on the trails of just riding on this thing. I don't know how many miles, but riding like this, man, in combination with getting there, I was able to get so much range. Oh, check this out right here. So right here shows, guys, you got to carry your momentum into stuff like that. So I was just at a point where I was kind of tired, just kind of taking it easy on the trail, just not riding at my full potential right there when I came up to that little uphill. And if I would have carried my momentum, I would have gotten up it fine. But that does show on the V13, if you're not carrying your momentum, it does suffer on the torque on those straight uphills like that. So now I'm kicking it into gear. I saw that mountain biker behind me and it kind of spooked me. Like, I didn't know what the hell was behind me. He didn't say like, yo, yo, yo. Like, if I'm coming up beside me, I'm like, behind somebody, I'm like, whoa, 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 yo, yo, yo. I'm like making noise and stuff, like letting them know I'm there. And this guy just waited to the last minute. It was like, hey, and it spooked me and I hit that damn tree right there. Just because I was just like kind of spooked. I literally was spooked. I didn't know if it was a bear or a moose behind me or what the hell was coming at me. And so now, like, my instinct was just to start riding faster, bro. And so now, like, I didn't think this guy was as good of a mountain biker as he is. Like, looking back on the footage now, I can see how close he is behind me through all this stuff. But I had no idea he was this close, bro. Like, usually I can take off. Like, I knew I was riding like a pussyfoot. I was just like, you know, just taking it easy back there whenever I had that hiccup on that hill. And so I was like, man, if I just put it into gear and start riding faster, I'll be good to go. You know, I was just, you could see clearly I started riding way faster. And I thought I had peeled out. I had no idea this guy was this close behind me. I thought I had absolutely, like, I don't know, had like a quarter-mile split on him by now. But he is right behind me, bro. This guy's like a try-hard mountain biker. He is right on my heels right now. He is coming, bro. He saw that electric unicycle. He's like, bro, I'm not getting beat by that goofy-ass thing. Let me come back and let me ride as hard as I can. I'm going to catch that stupid-looking unicycle. And he is coming, bro. He is coming hot. Look at it. And I took a little breather right here. Took it easy, and he's coming, bro. He's coming full send. Look at him. He'll be coming over the mountain when he comes. He's coming, bro. He's looking for a line. He's looking for a line. He sees it. He sees it. Dude, there was another trail that he could have took, or he could have taken a break or whatever. But he's coming, bro. Hot on my heels. He's coming full send around that corner. Turn 2, baby. Let's go. He's coming in full send. I had to let him by, bro. This guy, listen to... To be continued, bro. Next ride, I'll show you the rest of this trail and some more on the V13. Anyways, dudes, it's been Chooch. If you enjoyed the video, throw it a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.